Hi Aneta, it's Jack. I'm just going through this. This is looking really nice. A few things that capture my eye. I think there's just a couple of spots where it's a bit floaty. So here, this is all nice. I think that the moment when she tries to grab the thing on the ground, over here, it's a bit floaty. And this last section, when she moves back, it's a bit floaty. So that's just more to do with the way that you do your timing. I think all of the other things are fine. So that's just the general impressions I have. The specific impressions I have, there are a few points where I feel that there's a few pops in the feet. Here, where is it? This is all seems to be working. I'm not 100% sure about the way that the weight works here from this initial jump. I think you fixed it up a lot from last time I saw it. Yeah, because that was much better than it was. Because I was concerned about the center of mass that you had before, so that's working better now. Okay, so in this section here, when she's trying to get stuff, that doesn't seem to be moving that much, and I think that's why it feels like it's just nothing's really happening on the table there. So she comes in really quickly and she gets to this pose here, and we kind of hold in that shape, and if she's doing something, you probably want to feel that maybe with her shoulders. I think that's probably what's would help. If you need to have that time when she's doing stuff, then maybe if she's doing stuff, a lot of the actions that we do with our arms are not actually done with our hands or our elbows, but done with our shoulders. So if she's doing stuff on the table, you might want to try and engage her shoulders a little bit more, so it looks like if she's rolling up this thing, that you see that action more in her shoulders than anywhere else. And I think that might help to bring that up, because I know what you're trying to achieve. You're trying to get this feel that she's grabbing a piece of paper or rolling it up. And just to get the frenetic, because if my wife saw a spider as well, I mean, she wouldn't be trying to knock it down, she'd be trying to get me to do it. So, and tell you what, even in Australia, we don't have bugs that big. So good luck to you. Now with this swing, see, okay, here we've got this issue where your hand is here, and it's kind of staying in that one spot. So this is a classic problem that I used to do the same thing all the time. Hands here, hands here, hands here, hands still there, hands still there. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Sean will pick this up without a doubt, but 1, 2, 3, 4. Hands in the same spot, and then we start this big movement. And as well, I think that the wrist is a bit bent there. That probably is something that wouldn't quite work. I would really encourage you to go back to your video reference as to how you're doing that, because if you're going to hit something, again, most actions, in fact 99% of all of our action occurs from the shoulder. So if you're trying to get a hit, it's going to happen primarily from the shoulder, and the shape of the lower arm is going to stay more or less the same. You only really extend our elbow. Our elbow can only move in one direction, and most of the motion of whatever we do with our arms is achieved through our shoulder. So if you're keeping really most of the time you keep your arm in the same shape, and here, if we're going to hit, we'd probably come back with our shoulder, and while we're holding it in the front here, you may even get the arm to about that sort of shape, even over like that. But the motion is going to be in the shoulder. So if you're rolling back, I would have it there, say there, and then bring it across, because I know you're eventually going to get to this point where you are doing that, but if you're going to do that, you probably do that overlapping whipping motion. So you're pulling your arm back, it pulls it round, and then it goes down. So it's leading with the elbow back, which is done through the shoulder. So the shoulder goes back, and then it rotates on the way down and then hits. So it's back, shoulders, the elbow is actually pointing backwards at this point, and then as you go for the hit forward, then you go back into that shape. But it should go here, here, up, across, back, and then do the same thing going forwards. So you get this hit. So it pulls back and then whips over. Okay, see that? So as the arm pulls back, that's the elbow, comes forward and then hits. So you get this whip motion, which will really kill that bug. I mean, if I'm going to kill that bug, I wouldn't be using a stick that big. I'd be using a vacuum cleaner, or possibly even the table. Now on this movement back here, again I feel that it's moving a bit slowly. So just go through that, especially this bit here, because of her enormous head. I feel that her center of mass starts to become, especially in this pose here, that's the center of mass there, and all of her weight is over there. You really want to have her body back over her feet at this stage, so that she's more balanced. So if she's back at that stage there, when we get to this pose here, she'll be more over there, that sort of thing. And her feet are a bit poppy as well. She goes from here to here. That's a huge jump from here to here, and then that's all right from there. I'm not sure if this is in stepped or blocked or whatever, but the movements are a bit big. But given that it does work when you go through. And it's just that little section at the end here, from about here to how she's getting up. I think the reason why it grabs my attention so much is because A, it's out of balance. So as I said, if you'd got the head more back and worked more on the pose like that, you wouldn't notice it as much as being, because it is out of balance for such a long time. That's probably what catches my attention the most. So either get it back in balance or tighten up that section so it doesn't draw as much attention to itself as it does. So yeah, the fumble with the shoulders, the hit, and then the recovery with a bit of balance, and then you should be good. Great stuff. So like I said, I'm a bit busy this week. I managed to squeeze in for a few minutes this morning because my wife's asleep, but otherwise I'll see what I can do for next week. So far we had contractions last night, and we don't know yet what's going to happen, so we'll keep you posted. Okay, have a good week.